There's a reason she keeps choosing men who hurt her. And if you're honest, you've seen it. The man who's emotionally unavailable, the one who makes her cry at night, but she won't leave him. Meanwhile, you, the one who shows up, who listens, who cares, get friend-zoned, ghosted, or forgotten. And you wonder, what am I doing wrong? Let me say this clearly. It's not about being good or being nice. It's about being magnetic. See, a woman doesn't crave what simply looks good on paper. She craves what makes her feel alive. She's drawn to a man whose energy commands the room. A man whose silence says more than 1,000 compliments. A man who doesn't chase, but attracts. If you want a woman to stay, not just stay, but never want to leave, you don't need money, muscles, or manipulation. You need presence. You need clarity. You need emotional gravity. This is not about tricks. This is about transformation. About becoming a man who stands so rooted in who he is that even storms bow in respect. Because when a woman meets a man like that, she doesn't walk away. So let's talk, not about tactics, but about becoming magnetic from the inside out. So many men today believe that being nice is enough, that showing up, texting her good morning, offering help, always agreeing, never arguing, that somehow this wins her heart. But let me ask you, if being nice is enough, why are so many good men being left? Why are you still wondering why she walked away when you did everything right? Here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, she's not looking for nice, she's looking for presence. See, any man can be nice. You can train a robot to say nice things. You can teach a dog to obey. But presence, that's something else entirely. Presence is when you walk into a room and without saying a word, the room feels different. Presence is when your silence carries more weight than another man's compliments. It's the way you stand, the way you look into her eyes, without needing anything from her, but still making her feel seen, deeply seen. You don't win a woman over by constantly trying to please her. You win her over by showing her that you are rooted, that you're grounded, that her emotions won't shake you, that you have your own direction, your own compass. Because here's the truth. Most women won't even admit to themselves. We are drawn to men who make us feel safe in their strength. Presence is not about dominance. It's about awareness. It's about being so deeply connected to yourself that you're not distracted. You're not over-explaining. You're not over-apologizing. You are just there. Solid, intentional, calm. Think about the last time she pulled away. Think hard. Was it really because you didn't say enough nice things? Or was it because you started shrinking? You started tiptoeing? You started reacting to her moods instead of holding your ground? When a woman tests you, and yes, she will test you, she's not doing it to break you. She's doing it to feel if you're real, if you're stable, if you're someone she can lean on when the world gets heavy. And if every time she gets emotional, you lose your balance, then what reason does she have to stay? Women don't remember men who are merely kind. They remember the ones who made them feel anchored, the ones who didn't try too hard, the ones who didn't flinch, the ones whose energy filled the room without needing to perform. So stop trying to impress her with words. Stop chasing her with niceness. Instead, cultivate presence. Learn to breathe when she's upset. Learn to stay quiet without disappearing. Learn to speak from your core, not from fear. Because once she feels your presence, truly feels it, she won't just stay. She'll melt into it. A man who cannot master his emotions will always be a slave to them. And let me tell you, nothing repels a woman faster than a man who loses control under pressure. You could be handsome, you could have money, but if your emotions are all over the place, if one comment from her throws you off, if a little silence makes you spiral, she'll start to feel like she's with a boy trapped in a man's body. You want to know the truth? Emotional self-control is one of the sexiest things a man can carry. It's that calmness, that stillness, that quiet strength that says, I am in command of myself, not pretending, not bottling things up, but fully aware and fully steady. Women crave emotional safety, and that safety doesn't come from you always agreeing or always being there. It comes from you being emotionally grounded. It comes from her seeing that no matter how high her emotions go, yours don't escalate with them. That when she's overwhelmed, you don't become overwhelmed too. You hold the space. You absorb the chaos without becoming it. Let me explain something. Most women live in a world of emotions layered, swirling, unpredictable. That's our internal language. So when we're around a man, we're not just looking at how he looks or how he speaks. We're feeling his energy. We're sensing if he's solid or shaky. Is his calm real or just a mask? And when we see that you don't need to control her to stay in control of yourself, that's when trust begins to build. That's when desire deepens. Because if you can't control yourself, you'll try to control her. That's where manipulation starts. That's where neediness begins. That's where fear ruins the connection. And when a man starts trying to manage a woman's behavior just to keep himself calm, she'll sense it and she'll pull away. Not because she doesn't care, but because now she feels responsible for your emotions. And no woman wants to be your emotional regulator. But a man who can sit with his pain, sit with his fear, sit with his frustration, without blaming, begging, or breaking down, that man becomes rare. That man becomes magnetic. Because now she doesn't feel like she has to hold both of you together. She can finally exhale around you. She can be soft around you. Because she knows you won't collapse if she's not perfect. Don't get it twisted. Self-control doesn't mean shutting down. It means feeling everything and still choosing how to respond. That's emotional mastery. That's masculine leadership. And that's the kind of energy women remember, crave, and cling to. If you want to become unforgettable, don't just build your body or your business. Build your emotional spine. Learn to sit in the fire without running. Because the man who can hold himself can hold her too. Let me tell you something most men misunderstand. Mystery isn't a game. It's not about being cold or distant or pretending to be busy when you're not. It's not about withholding affection or using silence to manipulate her emotions. That's not a mystery. That's fear in disguise. Real mystery comes from depth, from being so layered, so grounded, so whole within yourself that she knows you, but she doesn't fully know you. And that's what keeps her curious. That's what keeps her drawn. You see, a lot of men make the mistake of oversharing too soon. You meet a woman you like, and suddenly it's a flood. Your past, your heartbreak, your fears, your plans, your every thought. And at first, she might appreciate the honesty. But over time, it starts to feel like there's no room left to explore, no corners left to uncover. You've handed her the full map before she even asked for the first clue. But the men who stay on her mind, they don't give it all away. Not because they're hiding, but because they're not desperate to be seen. Their silence holds confidence. Their pause holds power. And that's magnetic. A woman doesn't fall in love with everything she knows about you. She falls in love with the journey of discovering you. And if you make that journey too short, she'll lose interest. Not because she's shallow, but because the depth she was seeking wasn't there. You have to understand, women are drawn to layers, not confusion. Layers. When a man has purpose, passion, experiences, and beliefs that he doesn't feel the need to advertise, that's attractive. When he can sit in silence and not feel awkward. When he doesn't explain every decision. When he smiles, and she knows there's a story behind that smile. That's where the real chemistry lives. Mystery isn't about withholding your truth. It's about holding your truth with such confidence that she has to earn it. It's not about closing yourself off. It's about valuing yourself enough to reveal your soul slowly, deliberately, intentionally. Because when you tell her everything too quickly, it's not intimacy, it's insecurity. You're trying to win her over with transparency, hoping she'll love you faster if she knows more. But love doesn't work like that. Connection doesn't come from information. It comes from experience, from time, from earned moments. Be the man she wants to explore. Be the story she can't put down. And remember this, if she feels like there's nothing left to learn about you, she'll start looking elsewhere. But if every day with you feels like a deeper page, she won't just stay. She'll keep turning toward you, again and again and again. There comes a point where a man has to stop proving himself, not just to women, but to the world. Because the more you live to prove, the more disconnected you become from your purpose. And let me say this clearly. The most magnetic men are not the ones trying to impress. They're the ones who are too focused on living their mission to even notice who's watching. We live in a culture that constantly tells men to perform, to have the perfect body, the perfect income, the perfect lines to say on a date. And what happens? You step into conversations with this unspoken desperation, hoping she'll see your worth, hoping she'll pick you. But what if I told you that the most powerful shift you can make is to stop trying to be chosen and instead become a man who chooses? Purpose gives a man gravity. When you're rooted in something bigger than validation, you stop chasing attention. You stop trying to fix her mood or win her approval. You begin to radiate a different kind of energy, one that says, I know who I am and I know why I'm here. That's not arrogance. That's certain. And that's what women feel. Have you ever seen a man walk into a room, say nothing, and yet everyone looks at him? That's not luck. That's alignment. That's a man who wakes up every day with direction. A man who doesn't need a woman to make him feel like a man. And that's exactly what makes her lean in. When you're chasing a woman, she becomes your mission. But when you're living your mission, she becomes your witness. And that shift changes everything. Because now she's not wondering if you'll cling to her or lose yourself in her. She sees that you're anchored in something deeper. And that security, that focus, it draws her in without a word. Women respect a man who is busy building something, not just money or status, but legacy, meaning, direction. And when she senses that you're serious about your life, she won't question your value. She'll want to be part of your story, not the center of your universe. Stop asking, what do I need to say to make her stay? And start asking, what am I here to build, even if she walks away? Because the truth is, when you're committed to your purpose, the right woman won't leave. She'll rise to meet you there. A man of purpose doesn't beg for connection. He attracts it. He doesn't compete for attention. He commands it. And when you stop proving yourself and start being yourself, fully, unapologetically, you stop being just another man trying to impress her. You become the man she can't forget, the one she respects, the one she chooses, not because you asked, but because your life spoke louder than your words ever could. One of the biggest misconceptions men carry is that making a woman feel safe means becoming soft. To be comforting, you must be passive, gentle to the point of losing your edge. But that's not what safety means to a woman. Emotional safety isn't about being a doormat. It's about being solid, unshaken. It's about being the kind of man who, when everything around her feels uncertain, feels certain. Let me break it down for you. Women don't just want a man who listens, they want a man who leads, not in a controlling, loud, dominant way, but in a way that says, you can be all of who you are, and I won't flinch. I won't panic. I won't collapse. That's safety, and you can't fake it. Safety is not about saying the right thing. It's about being the right presence. A woman feels safe around a man who knows himself, a man who isn't threatened by her emotions, a man who doesn't run when things get uncomfortable, a man who doesn't change who he is to make her happy, but still knows how to meet her needs without losing his own spine. And here's where it gets tricky for a lot of men. In trying to make her feel safe, you sometimes soften too much. You dim your power. You become overly agreeable. You stop saying no. You shrink. And while your intentions might be good, what she feels is that you've stopped being you, that you've lost your edge. A woman wants both safety and edge, softness and strength. The part of you that can hold her when she's vulnerable, but also the part that makes her stomach flip with one look. She wants to know you'll protect her, but also challenge her, that you can make her feel adored, but not idolized. This is the balance most men never learn. They swing too far into being either the aggressive alpha or the overly soft pushover. But the magnetic man, he's both protector and provocateur, calm and commanding, gentle with his love, fierce with his boundaries. You want her to feel safe, show her that you can disagree without exploding, that you can lead without dominating, that you can hold your line without disrespecting hers. Let your strength be the frame she can rest in, not the force that crushes her spirit. Women aren't looking for perfection, they're looking for presence with backbone. That's what allows them to trust, to surrender, to feel safe enough to be soft themselves. And when a woman feels that kind of safety, the kind that doesn't ask her to shrink or perform, she doesn't just stay, she blooms right in front of you. And she does not because she needs to, but because it's where her heart feels most at peace. So never lose your edge. Learn how to hold her and hold your ground, because that is the rare man she will never walk away from. Energy doesn't lie. You can wear the best clothes, say all the right things, drive the perfect car. But if your energy is off, if what you carry inside is restless, insecure, or empty, she'll feel it. Women are intuitive creatures. They don't fall for the mask, they fall for the man behind it. And the truth is, whatever energy you live in, you project. And whatever you project, you attract. If your energy is chaotic, you'll draw in chaos. If it's needy, you'll draw in drama. If you move through the world unsure of yourself, constantly second-guessing your worth, she won't see the man you wish you were. She'll feel the energy you're really operating from. That's why mastering your energy is not optional, it's essential. You want to be a magnet? Then become aware of what you carry when you enter a room. How you breathe. How are you standing? The weight of your silence. The power in your stillness. A woman doesn't always fall for what you say. She falls for what she feels when she's around you. That feeling, that presence is built long before you even speak. It starts inside. So ask yourself, what's your inner state? Do you wake up with intention or drift through your day with no direction? Do you respond to conflict with calm or with panic? Do you walk into a room thinking, I hope they like me, or I am here to bring something valuable? Because that energy, that posture, shapes how people respond to you. Let me be clear. Mastering your energy doesn't mean suppressing emotion. It means regulating it, understanding it, knowing when to speak and when to be silent, knowing when to act and when to wait. It's a discipline. And when a man walks in with mastered energy, a woman feels it before she ever sees him. She feels safer, more intrigued, more drawn, and she may not even know why. This is why some men don't say much, yet women gravitate toward them. It's not their looks. It's not some magical phrase. It's their vibe. It's the peace they carry, the certainty, the strength that doesn't need to shout. So if your energy is rooted, you don't need to perform. You don't need to chase. You become the calm in her storm, the fire in her coldness, the presence in her noise. That's what a woman remembers. That's what keeps her coming back. Work on your inner world. Sit with your fears. Face your insecurities. Breathe through the chaos. Lead your own emotions before you try to lead hers. Because the man who leads himself, whose energy flows from clarity, not confusion, he doesn't just attract women. He attracts loyalty, respect, and peace. Master your energy, and the world, including her, will respond to you in ways you never imagined. Not because you forced it, but because your presence spoke what words never could. There's a moment, and every man knows it, when she's pulling away and you can feel it. She doesn't say it out loud, but her energy shifts. Her messages get shorter, her eyes stop lighting up when she sees you. And in that moment, you panic, you overthink. You start chasing harder, saying all the right things, doing whatever it takes to pull her back. But the more you chase, the further she goes. And that's when it hits you. You were never the man who held her. You were performing for her love. You were giving, hoping she'd stay. You were proving, hoping you were enough. And now it's exhausting because deep down, you knew she was never really choosing you. She was choosing the version of you that was scared to be alone. This is your wake-up call. Stop shrinking. Stop begging. Stop abandoning yourself just to feel wanted. You are not here to be half-loved. You are not here to lose yourself in the name of being chosen. You are here to become a man of depth, of fire, of presence, a man who doesn't need to chase because what he is cannot be ignored. The moment you stop being available to women who don't see you, it is the moment you become visible to the one who feels you deeply, honestly, powerfully. So here's my call to you. If this message shook something awake inside you, if it reminded you of who you are when you're not performing, then don't just sit with it. Move. Start showing up differently. Rebuild your habits. Reclaim your voice. Speak less and stand taller. Live with more truth. Love from overflow, not from emptiness. And if you're ready to walk this path with clarity, if you're done playing small, then let's build this journey together. Hit that like button right now if you felt this. Drop a comment below that says, I choose to be magnetic. That's your vow to yourself. That's your first step. Share this video with a brother who needs this reminder. Don't let him sink when he could rise. And most of all, subscribe, because here on Think Jessica, we don't just talk about women, we talk about you. The man you're becoming, the life you're designing. The power that's already inside of you, waiting to come alive. Now go, be the man she remembers. The one who doesn't chase, the one who doesn't beg. The one who attracts by being, because you were never meant to be forgotten. You were meant to be unforgettable,